In this video, I want to explain what pH is and also give you an idea of why we care about it in anatomy and physiology. So pH is just a math equation. It's the negative log of the hydrogen ion concentration. And you may or may not have to use that equation, but the important thing to notice about that equation is that pH is a measurement of the hydrogen ion concentration. So in other words, when we hear a number, numeric pH, like pH of 7 or pH of 8, what that's doing is it's letting us know what the hydrogen ion concentration is in that solution. And so taking another look at this equation, notice the negative sign that starts off the equation. That's going to make this an inverse relationship. So when we look at pH, it's going to be inversely related to the hydrogen ion concentration, or in other words, they're going to move in opposite directions. Let me show you what I mean. So an inverse relationship is just that when the hydrogen ion concentration is high, and I plug a high number into that equation, the pH is low. So if we have a lot of hydrogen ions, then the pH is going to be low. And you might be aware of the pH scale. pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. Those are the possible solutions to that equation, right? So if the hydrogen ion and hydroxyl ion concentrations were a 1-to-1 ratio, if they were equal, that's when we get a pH of 7. But if the hydrogen ion concentration is high, then what we see is a low pH. You know, we would see that with acid or lemon juice or wine they're giving as an example. Or if I see the pH is above 7, anywhere between 7 and 14, what that means is the hydrogen ion concentration is low, something like bleach or ammonia. So keeping that in mind, let's take a look at how acids and bases behave in solution. Taking a look at acids, an acid is a substance that when it's in a watery solution, which keep in mind all fluids in the body are watery solutions. The plasma is water, the interstitial fluid is water, cytoplasm is water, and this is why we care about, acids and bases in solution. So an acid in a watery solution, like the human body, will dissociate. In other words, it will fall apart to add a hydrogen ion to the solution. And that's why acidic pHs, low pHs, mean that there's a high hydrogen ion concentration. Acids are adding hydrogen ions to solution. So taking a look at a picture, here we can see two examples of an acid, hydrochloric acid, which is a strong acid, and carbonic acid, which is a weak acid. When we put hydrochloric acid into solution, do you see how 100% of it dissociates? So that's donating a lot of hydrogen ions to that solution, so the pH is coming down. Compared to if I look at carbonic acid is a weaker acid, right? And so not 100% of it is dissociating. Some are dissociating, some are not. And so we're getting some hydrogen ions being contributed to that solution, but not as many, and it won't change the pH as much. Taking a look at a base is a substance that in a watery solution, what they do is they remove hydrogen ions from solution. And so when the hydrogen ion concentration is lower, the pH is higher, above 7 to 14. And so the way that bases remove hydrogen ions from solution is they dissociate. So something, say, like sodium hydroxide would dissociate in a watery solution to give us a sodium ion and a hydroxyl ion. And that hydroxyl ion, a lot of people think that, it's this that actually changes the pH, but what's changing the pH is the fact that that hydroxyl ion in a watery solution will accept hydrogen ions from the solution and thereby decrease the hydrogen ion concentration. So a base is something that will dissociate and take hydrogen ions from solution, lowering the hydrogen ion concentration and increasing the pH. The reason that we care about this in the body is because proteins, which are an integral part of what's inside of a cell, what's in the plasma membrane, what's outside of a cell, right? They're structural. They work as enzymes and catalyze reactions. They determine what can come into the cell and what can't come into the cell. And so proteins rely on their 3D shape. When pH changes in the body outside of the normal range, what that does is it changes the actual physical structure of a protein, rendering them non-functional. And that's why a pH change in the body could threaten life. And that is also why we work to regulate our pH in the body to keep it within the normal range so these proteins have their normal structural shape.